كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس تأمرون بالمعروف وتنهون عن المنكر وتؤمنون بالله ولو آمن أهل الكتاب لكان خيرا لهم منهم المؤمنون وأكثرهم الفاسقون.
Assalamu alaikum, dear viewers from around the world. I'm joined by a very special guest today in the studio. He is the man who brought you the inevitable journey. He is the man who brought you the righteous companions. He's the man who brought you the stories of Hajj, and most recently, building a better future. That's right, he's back, I'm back, you're back. We're back for an all-new series titled Nation of Goodness. You've seen him on Guidus TV as well, of course on YouTube at Islam71, as well as my YouTube channel, Abu1 Abdullah. That's me. You've seen him on his own website, which you can check with him and get his latest thoughts and Friday sermons, which is www.karimabuzay.com. Of course, now you know who I'm talking about, so without any further ado, let us welcome our special guest back to the Huda TV screen. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh Karim.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi Malik.
Thank you for giving me this wonderful opportunity to be with you again, Sheikh Karim.
I'm grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then to Huda TV and to yourself for having me once again, inshallah.
Thank you, Sheikh Karim. I just wanted to mention to you briefly that your show, Building a Better Future, received so much positive feedback from mothers, fathers, husbands, sons, wives. It was a truly overwhelming response, so thank you for that. But now let's talk about this series, Sheikh Karim. Why have you titled it Nation of Goodness? Where are you going? Can you give the viewers a roadmap where we're going in this series?
Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, wa ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah, wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Dear viewers, I'm so happy to be with you once again, and jazakumullahu khairan for your feedback regarding building a better future. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in that first episode of the new series, Nation of Goodness, that this act is devoted to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'm begging Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for sincerity, that this act is sincerely done for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so that we will see it in our scale in the day of resurrection. Please make dua for us that we continue to possess that pillar which is necessary for the act to be accepted, which is sincerity. Nation of Goodness, Malik, is a thought based on the verse which the viewers already heard at the intro of the show, Surah Al-Imran, verse number 110. And I want to let you know that I always find pleasure reciting the Quran, and it brings about tranquility and peace and serenity. And this confirms what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أَلَا بِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ تَطْمَئِنُّ الْقُلُوبِ, that whenever you remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, your hearts finds that serenity and tranquility. But I find special joy, special happiness, special feeling when I recite this verse. And I hope the rest of the viewers feel the same way, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is speaking about you and me in that verse. كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس. You're the best ummah ever brought out for mankind, for people. I know this comes at a time when really you grieve over the condition of the Muslims. It comes at a time when you really feel sad because the weakness, the amount of bloodshed in the Muslim world, done by Muslims themselves against other Muslims, or other forces, or the flood, the hunger, the drought, and brothers in Somal, brother in Burma, brother in Syria, and it's very grieving. But when we read that verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is still telling us we are still the best people brought for mankind. We are the best people brought out for mankind, and we have to believe that. And there is a small analogy here that I would like the viewers to grasp. You know the story of Yusuf, the story of Joseph. You know the whole story, don't you? From the moment that he was born, and then his brother thrown him in a well somewhere, and then later on he was picked up. You know the story. You know the ending of the story, Malik. What happened to Yusuf?
It's positive in the end.
Yes.
It starts negative.
You see, if you look only at one angle of that story, if you just look at the time he spent in jail, wouldn't you grieve?
Of course.
Wouldn't you be sad? An innocent person in jail for so many years. But if you know the end, if you know the final outcome, you're not going to grieve as much. And this is what the viewers need to get tuned with now, that you are the best ummah ever brought out for mankind. No question about it. كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس. And who is saying this? Who is saying this?
Allah.
Allah. Not a human being, not another human. You see, human beings, they change. I can praise you today, Malik, and tomorrow my heart could change against you. I could say other things. But when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala praises someone, it's over. It's over. You asked me a very interesting question, what this show is about. Of course, inshallah, in the episodes to come, we really want to give evidence from the Quran and the Sunnah for the fact that we are the best ummah. And why? Why are we the best ummah in this world? And what will happen to this ummah in the day of resurrection and in Jannah? And what is our status in the life to come? This is number one. And we want to talk about our status in relation with the other nations, because there are other nations. You see, there is a beautiful hadith في مسند أحمد, hadith Bahz ibn Hakim عن أبيه عن جده, and his grandfather is Muawiyah ibn Hayda, and he is a Sahabi, له صحبة. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam says, أنتم توفون 70 أمة. We, the followers of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam, make the number 70 in the number of nations before us. Like there are 69 nations who existed before us. We are number 70.
Okay.
Now, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam says, أنتم خيرها وأكرمها على الله. You are the most honorable, the most dignified in the sight of Allah. You are. We want to prove to the viewers, first of all, to begin with, why are we good? And give the evidence from the Quran and the Sunnah. After that, I'm going to have to say that our status is a conditional one.
Okay.
You see, the verse read, كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس. You are the best ummah brought out for mankind. The verse is not over yet. 3 conditions. تأمرون بالمعروف. You enjoy what is good. وتنهون عن المنكر. And you forbid what is evil. وتؤمنون بالله. And you believe in Allah. You know what Umar says? Umar ibn Khattab. The end of the verse, the beginning of the verse cannot be achieved without the end. If you want to belong to the best ummah, you must come up with the conditions. And we're going to prove that to the people. We're going to say that, yes, you are a nation of goodness, but with these conditions. You are a nation of goodness not because of your color, because of your race. No, not because of your tribe. Because you do those 3. Nation of goodness. So you must fulfill the 3 conditions. And the jurists, they say, when there is a ruling, hukm, you are the best ummah, but this hukm is tied to wasf. إذا علق الحكم بوصف. You see, you must enjoy good, forbid evil, believe in Allah in order to be the best ummah.
And the wasf is a condition?
Wasf is a condition.
Okay.
If the condition is absent,
okay,
it's like if clause.
Right.
If you do this, you get this.
So we're going to be talking about this throughout this series.
Yes.
So Sheikh, do you, we have about a minute before the break, do you believe people have doubted that we are the nation of goodness and that people deny these conditions? Why address this? Why is it necessary?
I think the inferiority, if this is the right, is that the right word?
Yeah, I think we suffer from this a little bit.
Inferior.
Right.
The Muslims are not picking it up because they still feel defeated inside.
Right.
And it's time to bring that spirit out.
Okay.
And this is why we need this show.
Excellent.
We need this. We need to get people back tuned to who they are, but at the same time direct them to what they need to do.
Excellent.
To make this happen.
This seems like a wonderful program. I can't wait to get more into it. Sheikh Karim, we're going to take a quick break. You guys at home, stay tuned for more Nation of Goodness with Imam Karim Abu Zaid.
كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس تأمرون بالمعروف وتنهون عن المنكر وتؤمنون بالله.
Huda TV is proud to announce the launching of its first loyalty and rewarding program. Huda Fans Club aims at building a one-to-one relationship with our viewers. For an annual fee, club members varying from platinum, gold and silver card holders will be eligible to receive a great range of benefits, services. You will gain access to download versatile programs from educational, dawah programs and nasheeds clips. Also, your club membership card is a backstage studio pass created for those interested to explore behind-the-scene activities. You will enjoy priority when calling into live shows. Also, you can view samples of new programs in production before being aired worldwide. Take this opportunity to join us online and participate in our loyalty program on Huda TV. Huda Fans Club, where fans of Islamic media meet.
كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس تأمرون بالمعروف وتنهون عن المنكر وتؤمنون بالله.
Assalamu alaikum, dear viewers. Welcome back to our program, Nation of Goodness. Of course, I'm joined by Imam Karim Abu Zaid. Thank you for being with us, Sheikh Karim. In the last segment, you were talking about the roadmap, so to speak, of this program. Can you recap that for possibly new viewers in about a minute, and then tell us where we're going also from here?
Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, wahdahu la sharika lah, wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Basically, Malik, the whole idea in the next episode, we want to start in a good note, that we are a nation of goodness. You see, the Prophet ﷺ always says, Bashiru wa la tunaffiru. Give glad tidings always. Make this your spirit. So, in spite of the condition of the Ummah, but yet we want to give the glad tidings that we are a nation of goodness. But at the end of that episode, which is the next one, we're going to make sure that the viewers understand that it's a conditional goodness. It is not unrestricted goodness. It's restricted to certain things that you have to do, which will take us to the show, the series. Okay. You see, the show is called Nation of Goodness. It's beautiful, but really we're going to be talking about فقه الأمر بالمعروف والنهي عن المنكر. How do you enjoy good with good and forbid evil without evil? That is the core, that is the subject. Basically, we're going to cover the conditions which makes us nation of goodness, okay, which is enjoining good and forbidding evil. So in the next episodes, we want to talk, what is that? What does it mean? Who defines what good is and who defines what evil is? Perfect. Is it your culture? Right. Is it your ancestors? Right. Or is it Quran and Sunnah? What is it? We need to define this. And we want to ask a question. What is the ruling regarding enjoining good and forbidding evil? Is it optional? When you see something wrong, do you have a choice to change it or leave it? Or you have to change it or win? Okay. The ruling. Once we say what is the ruling, then we want to basically explain to the viewers, is it mandatory? Okay. Is it recommended? Is it permissible? Is it disliked? Is it haram? And we're going to explain these words. Okay, great. So I just want them to become attached to our show, inshallah.
Put some suspense.
Then we're going to find out where enjoining good and forbidding evil fits.
Okay, in these five.
In these fives. We're going to find out that it is in the first one.
Inshallah, okay.
At least with one side, which is the heart.
Okay.
And we're going to detail this for the viewers.
Okay.
And then now we want to look at the condition of the Muslims regarding this command.
Okay.
We are commanded to enjoin good and forbidding evil, and forbid evil. Are the Muslims doing it?
Okay.
We're going to find out that the Muslims are three categories once it comes to this.
Which are?
Number one, very few are doing it, right? Very few.
Doing it correctly.
Correctly.
But they're very few.
Very few.
We need to increase the number.
Scholars, people of knowledge, students of knowledge, they are doing it.
Right.
But very few. And the evidence, the fact that it's very few, because you see a lot of evil
Right.
all over the place. The fact that you see a lot of evil is a sign that only few people are doing it.
Right.
Because Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam told us that there will always be a group who are on the truth. لا تزال طائفة الحديث البخاري ومسلم حديث معاوية بن أبي سفيان رضي الله عنه لا تزال طائفة من أمتي ظاهرين على الحق. Always a group of my ummah, a group does not mean a sect, okay?
Okay.
A group of people will always possess the truth, will always enjoy good and forbid it. Those are the strangers. طوبى للغرباء. But they are strangers, very few. But let's come to the other two segments of the ummah.
Okay.
The large one abandoned
Why,
enjoining good and forbidding evil. They say, I do not see, I do not hear, I do not speak. They see evil in their homes, they don't do anything about it. They see it in the street, they do not do anything about it. They see it in their community, they do not do anything about it. They see it at work, they do not do anything about it. They do not. But you know what, Malik? I love my brothers, I love my sisters for the sake of Allah. I really mean that. And I'm telling you, you're abandoning it because of some misconceptions that you have. We call it shubuhat. And I'm going to list 5 misconceptions for them, Malik.
Let's do it. Go ahead.
One of them is personal freedom.
I hear this one so much.
Yes.
It's
not my business.
Yes.
They see the brother or the sister doing the wrong thing, which will take them to hellfire. Why don't you speak to him, to her? Oh, it's personal freedom. It's liberty. I should not be I should intrigue, or is that the verb, intriguer? There is a verb like this.
Yeah.
I should get into their business.
Yeah.
I should not stick my nose in. No, I should. We're gonna refute that for you. And they use a verse.
Go ahead, quote the verse for us.
لا إكراه في الدين. They tell you لا إكراه في الدين. There is no compulsion in religion.
Yes, and you're going to clarify this misreading.
Oh, yeah.
And check here, also in the Middle East, people use this as well, not just in the West. They say Hurriya Shakhsiya. They use the same argument.
It's the same thing.
Sorry, go ahead,
yeah, I think I actually translated literally.
Oh, okay.
Personal freedom. It's a personal life. It's personal. I should not be getting. So this is number one. Number two misconception is they say, well, I'm not good. I'm not going to tell people what to do. I'm not bad.
Right.
When I am bad.
Right.
And they always use also Quran. أتأمرون الناس بالبر وتنسون أنفسكم وأنتم تتلون الكتاب أفلا تعقلون.
Can you translate that?
Do you ask people to do good when you're bad yourself? While you're reciting the book, have you no sense? The thing here, this can be refuted as well.
Okay, we need to refute that because that sounds like a strong evidence for them.
Oh yeah, we're going to refute. Actually, they use another verse which is very strong in Surah Al-Ma'idah, and I'll get them the verse number inshallah. يا أيها الذين آمنوا عليكم أنفسكم لا يضركم من ضل إذا اهتديتم. Oh, you who believe, be concerned with yourself as long as you're guided. Don't worry about those who are misguided.
So you're going to have to address that.
Oh yeah, we're going to refute all of this for them. These are misconceptions.
Okay.
You see, I want to give my brothers and sisters who abandon the job, abandon the task of enjoining good and forbidding evil, the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
They are not doing it because of these misconceptions.
Of course, sure.
We want to refute it. We want to defeat it. We want to make sure that they understand. No, in spite of these verses which you have, which really it's a twisted understanding of it, made them think this way about it.
Right.
We're going to clarify this for them. This is number 3. Number 4, they say, you know what, I've been calling people and they have not been listening. They do not listen. I've been trying over and over and over and over and over again.
And I gave up.
And I give up. So this is number 4. Number 5, Malik, they say, I don't want to get myself into fitness. You know, وَمِنْهُمْ مَنْ يَقُولُ ائْذَنْ لِي وَلَا تَفْتِنِّي. Subhanallah, it happened at the time of the Prophet ﷺ. One of the, the people says, give me permission, do not expose me to fitna. A lot of Muslims right now, they see the evil before their eyes, but they don't want to do anything about it because they're afraid of what? Of being tried and tested by those if they tell them this is wrong. So again, I'm really trying to give my brothers and sisters who abandon this task, which is a condition for us to be a nation of goodness, the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
5 misconceptions. We're going to detail those. Okay. We're going to refute each one of them. Keep watching the series. Now, let's go to the third segment of the Ummah.
Yes.
People who do enjoy good, but without good, and forbid evil, but with evil.
Okay, this is totally wrong as well.
Yes.
Although they may have a correct intention, but it's wrong.
Yes, they have the correct intention,
right.
But how they go about it, they cause more damage
right, I think
than
I
the goodness.
Right.
Now, the mission of the series from that moment on, inshallah, is how can we reform? Number one, I want to mobilize that segment of the Ummah who abandon this task.
They're the biggest segment, aren't they?
Yes, they are the largest segment. They abandon this task. We need to mobilize them.
Okay.
We need to get them going. Because if we want to really become a nation of goodness, people who can benefit people, this is what we have to do. We need to revive that pillar of enjoining good and forbidding evil. And we want to reform the third group.
Right.
Reform how they go about it. You see, very quick, and we're going to cover those in details, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. Listen, you must do this for Allah. Unfortunately, a lot of the people from that third group, they do it because it fits their personal agenda.
Right.
Like there is a personal issue between me and Malik, and I see him doing something wrong, then I pick on his religion.
That happens. I've seen that. Right.
Yes. My intention is not to help Malik.
Right.
I'm not doing this out of compassion for Malik.
Yeah.
I'm not hoping that Malik is going to become a good person. No, I'm trying to put Malik down, but I'm doing it under, I'm enjoying good and forbidding evil. Right. You know, I get a lot of calls on that. I do have a Let's Talk About It live show on Guidance TV. What else you were? Sheikh, I have this brother in my community who sells pork and cigarettes in his thing. Should I mobilize the community against him? Right. And I asked the brother, let me ask you, and by Allah, you're going to tell me the truth. Do you have any personal issue with the brother? He said, yes, I do have personal issue with the brother. I said, okay, don't do it.
Why, Sheikh? Because then it becomes under that umbrella.
Yes.
Okay.
Don't do it.
Leave it for
so
someone
it must
else.
be done sincerely.
Okay.
Very quickly, you must have the knowledge before you approach the person about the subject, the knowledge about the person himself.
Okay.
You must do it with kindness, tenderness, and you must have patience afterwards. So inshallah, we're going to focus on how you should do it and what are the intention that you must possess in your heart in order to enjoy good and forbid evil. And this is actually the core or the backbone of our series bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. And at the end, inshallah, we're going to talk about some advices, and we're going to give life examples from our daily life. This person is doing this. How can I go about enjoining good and forbidding evil with that person? And inshallah, the show should be very exciting and interesting for people to watch. Inshallah.
And so I think it's going to be beneficial for a lot of people. I think, like you said, Sheikh, we can mobilize that first group by reforming and educating the latter two groups. I'm looking forward to it. Are you up for 29 more episodes, inshallah, if we can get it out of you?
Well, I'm not sure if it's going to be 29, but we're looking at maybe 13, 15. We'll see how it goes.
Inshallah.
We'll see. I think we'll just leave it open as we go, but the most important thing is we need to remove any misconceptions that people have regarding this subject.
Excellent. Thank you very much for your time, Imam Karim. You guys, thank you for watching. Don't miss the next episode, episode 2 of Imam Karim Abu Zaid's brand new program, Nation of Goodness. So until then, we leave you in the care of Allah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس تأمرون بالمعروف وتنهون عن المنكر وتؤمنون بالله ولو آمن أهل الكتاب لكان خيرا لهم منهم المؤمنون وأكثرهم الفاسقون كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس تأمرون بالمعروف وتنهون عن المنكر وتؤمنون بالله ولو آمن أهل الكتاب لكان خيرا لهم منهم المؤمنون وأكثرهم الفاسقون